Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top Shelf, Sports Talk, lights, cameras, we active.
Yo, it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back to review and recap the Rams or the Eagles versus the Rams. Let me just go out there. Let me just start off by saying this. Clap it up for the Eagles. Clap it up for the fact that they stayed in it. They never, ever doubted it. Even though us fans was giving up on them after the first half, we thought that it was a wrap. We thought that it was over. And, for that, we give ourselves a shot in the, in the butt, whatever, how you want to say it, because, we should have never stopped believing as fans. We should have believed that they were going to be able to pull it out. We should have believed that they had what it takes to win that game. Even though it started off sloppy, we should have had a little. Like even me, I put out a post on Kevin Patullo. I thought he sucked the first half, and and to be honest, if I'm being quite honest with you, I don't think he showed anything through the first three games. I'm still like even with what he did in the second half of that game, and it was reported that they turned it over to Jalen Hurts and let him, turned the keys over to him and said, you do your thing. You do what you need to do. And he responded like a champion. Shout out to you, Jalen Hurts. Responded like a pure champion. And we couldn't ask for no better performance than that. Now, us Eagles fans, I think we believe that the game is supposed to be easy and it's supposed to be effortless. Like we're coming off a Super Bowl victory and we're just supposed to beat these teams and supposed to win by these margins and supposed to not. But I think we don't realize that these are professional athletes on the other side too. I think we don't realize that these guys play football just as much as the Eagles play football, and they are professionals. And some of them are a little bit better than our players. So we got to understand that every game is not just going to be a game where we're just going to come out to shoot and start just beating the brakes off of people. We're not going to do that. And we all knew coming into the season, coming into the schedule, that the first 5-6 games are going to be tough. It'll be tough games. And it's no different than last year than, where we, at times pulled our hair out watching them play, trying to figure out why they ain't doing this and why they ain't doing that. And I think we got comfortable with after the bye week when the identity was established, when it was like we're going to be a running team. And it was so easy because we were seeing Saquon Barkley run for so much, 200 yards in a game. Like we got used to seeing that, and especially against the Rams. Like he had 230-something yards against the Rams. So like we were used, we were comfortable with that, not understanding that, that was Saquon's first year as an Eagle, and teams were gearing up to stop our passing attack and leaving him wide open. Now here's the adjustment that I need to see the team makes, whether it's Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, whoever. I need it to be shown that you can run outside. So they're stacking the box. If you look at the Rams, they stack the box and play man on the outside. And what happened was you seen the safeties deep because they were not letting Devontae or AJ get over top of him. AO, shout out to you, AO, for keeping your head in the game. A round of applause for AO, always open. AJ Brown. But they was putting the safeties out deep so that they couldn't get beat over the top by those two guys while stacking the box. And Kevin Patullo just kept running up the middle, trying to run up the middle. Like, it's too much traffic there. It's too much traffic there. Matt Pryor, when he got in the game, Matt Pryor, you get the bombs dropped on you. You got the bombs dropped on you, Matt Pryor. And matter of fact, here's your ride out of here. That's your helicopter ride out of here. Because you were getting beat like you stole something. You were getting beat like you stole something. And shout out to Jeff Stoutland University. Another round of applause for not letting that go for so long before he made a change. Excuse me, that's my ESPN alert. But shout out to Jeff Stoutland for realizing that this guy's getting beat. We need to make an adjustment and going to Fred Johnson, who was with us last year and who played a heck of a game. Shout out to you, Fred Johnson. Played a heck of a game, came in and solidified that right tackle spot, and Jalen Hurts didn't have to look over his shoulder too much after that. And it gave us time to execute the offense. But what I'm saying is the adjustment I need to see made is that we bounce to the outside a little bit. Because I believe it's a couple times, if you bounce to the outside a little bit, guess what's going to happen? He's going to rip off some big runs. That's what's going to happen. Them safety's going to start coming in closer. That's what's going to happen. Them linebackers are going to start widening out a little bit. And guess what's going to happen? That middle is going to open up for you again. But I shouldn't be the one that's saying this to you. Y'all should know this and see this. It's just an adjustment that you have to make as a coach. And even as a player, like Saquon, I'm going to hold you a little bit accountable too, because not that I don't know what the conversations are between you, Kevin Patullo, the running backs coach, or Nick Sirianni, but I need that to be kind of brought up. Like, yo, toss outside. Let's spread them out. Let's spread them out. If we can spread them out, we can do what we want. If we can spread the defense out and make them play the whole field, now we do what we want. Now when we want to run, we run. When we want to pass, we pass. And there's nothing they can do. You know, like you've seen the Goddard touchdown. Open up the middle. Because I think Saquon had a nice run. And they just shot Goddard over the middle. Wide open for the touchdown. Great throw by Jalen Hurts. Again, Jalen Hurts to me, like, and we're going to dive into this as the season goes on. But when you see, like, I hinted at this on the last show. If you didn't see it, go on YouTube right now. It's there. Show got 58 views. Shout out to that. Go watch the show. Go see what I was talking about, because think about, like, and not to get really off the subject, but last night we saw a two-time reigning MVP start the season 1-2. And I think he has the most passing yards in the season right now as the starting quarterback. But again, if you're not winning the games, what really does that matter? And so that's what I'm saying about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is winning these games. He's winning these games. So you can call him, you can say that Jalen Hurts, not Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, I'm not going to say Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes did it. But Joe Burrow, you can say all those guys are over top of him, but it's only one guy really that is doing what he does. Winning, and that's Patrick Mahomes. It should be Patrick Mahomes than him. Josh Allen is starting off the season looking darn good, as he did last year. That's why he won an MVP. But when it comes down to winning the big game or winning when it counts, the playoffs, the tough times, that's when you need to see that talent shine through. And we see it consistently with Jalen Hurts. We see that talent every time when a game's on. Like a game like what we just had Sunday, we all as Eagles fans wrote that game off. Not the team, not saying that it was going, it was at the end of the season, but that game we wrote off. We was like, we done. Now I'm guilty of it. I was the first one saying like, this is over. I was texting my brother-in-law, my brother, telling him that we get ready to get our butts whipped. We are getting ready to get our butts whipped. And you looked at the energy on their sideline where they were happy. They were in heaven. They even believe, because some of their guys, Jared Verse, I think he lost his $100,000 chain to Jalen Carter. Shout out to Jalen Carter, man. Shout out to Jalen Carter. Some of the things he got to stop doing, as far as the taunting thing, because it costs you yardage. Because you see they calling it at an all-time high. That Puka Nacua taunting was not taunting. It was not taunting. Y'all can be mad or whatever. That was not taunting. Even if it was, even if the man was in front of him, like we gotta have thick skin. We're football players. Why can't I celebrate an accomplishment that I made as a player without being, penalized? But anyway, let's not get too far off the subject. But like I said, that team was celebrating. They was believing we got them where we want them. They believed in their mind that this is what we should have did last year in the divisional round. And we could have possibly been Super Bowl winners. And then all of a sudden, it snapped. It snapped for the Eagles in the second half, and it was a total different ball game. Total different squad that came out there. Again, shout out to them. Shout out to them. I'm going to keep giving them a hand clap. Shout out to them. Because, again, like I said, we all as fans gave up and thought that it was a wrap. We got to take our loss somewhere. We might as well just take it now and get it over with. That was our mindset. But you know what they said? As players, you know what their mindset was? It's not over until it's over. We ain't giving up until it's time to give up. Until that clock hits zeros in the fourth quarter, that's when we'll give up. That's when we'll say we done. And again, they fought back. Jalen Hurts dropped the ball in the basket so many times. Even as throw the first deep ball to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown said he didn't even see the ball. He just stuck his arm out and the ball dropped in the basket and he just grabbed it. Once he felt it hit his arm, he just grabbed it and locked onto it. He dropped the ball in the basket. I want people out there who believe that Jalen Hurts is not a top 5, top 10 passer to hear what I'm saying. He's dropped the ball in the basket. So say what you want, because a lot of times it's our opinion, and I can't knock your opinion. I can't say your opinion is wrong. I can't say you shouldn't believe what you believe. That's what you think, and that's your thought process. Fine. But we see Jalen Hurts make those throws, win games, and still not get the credit that he deserves. Still not get the credit that he deserves. And I want you guys to pay attention to something too. After the block kick, after Jordan Davis, shout out. I got my Jordan Davis jersey on. Y'all can't see it, but it's cool. You see the number right there. Jordan Davis. Shout out to you. You had not one, but 2 blocked field goals, you and Jalen Carter. Not one, but 2 blocked field goals. And after the first one, the funny thing is, I think you guys had a meeting on the sideline with the special teams coach and each other in the special teams group, and y'all noticed that guy his kicks was low trajectory, meaning all you had to get pressure, all you had to do is get the right amount of pressure, get through and throw hands up, and it was a good chance that you was going to block the kick, and you did it not once but twice, and the second time won the game for us. Now, if you don't believe that that's a team that never gave up and saw or knew the ability that they had when they were out there on the court, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, again, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I'll be the first to say, yes, I thought that they were going to lose. I did. I thought it was over. I was like, hey, man, this is going to be a long Sunday. It's cool. Had issues with my TV. My cable wasn't working right. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I had company over here who's a Ravens fan. You know, they lost last night, so I got to do a wellness check on him after this. But I thought it was over, just as well as everybody else out there who's Eagles fans. We all thought it was over. But they fought back, and they won. Again. Some of these teams that you see or that you talk about on a daily basis, the Ravens, the Bills, let's just keep it with them. Even the Bengals, because, you know, with Joe Burrow and all that, when he's supposed to be on point, y'all steady comparing your quarterback to our quarterback based off the stats. But what a lot of y'all are not realizing is that our quarterback wins. He wins games. He wins playoffs. He's won a Super Bowl. So until your quarterback reaches the height of what Jalen Hurts has reached, you can kind of miss me with all the nonsense about stats. I can care less about 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, four INTs. I can care less about it. Because you ain't winning a big game. And the funny thing is, this year right now, 2025, 2026, this year right now, should be the year that those two teams should get over the hump. They got competition. The Chargers are good. Broncos are good. You know, you still got the Chiefs, even though they don't look good, and even though I counted them out. You still got some teams that's out there that's up and coming. And if you guys, talking about Ravens and Bills, don't figure out a way to get over that hump, your quarterback and your stats that you're arguing with me about when it comes to Jalen Hurts, I don't want to hear. If by some chance Jalen Hurts goes out and win another Super Bowl before y'all do, if he wins a second Super Bowl 2 years in a row and y'all didn't win a Super Bowl, don't mention stats to me. Listen, Jalen Hurts right now can finish the season with 2,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and I'll take it because if he's a Super Bowl winner, I'm cool with it. If he won a Super Bowl, I'm okay with it. I could care less about that. AJ Brown, since he got here, can finish under 1,000 yards. Smitty can finish under 1,000 yards. Saquon can finish just over 1,000 yards. But if it results in us winning the Super Bowl, who cares? And the funny thing is, I believe and I think that that's what their mindset is now. I think that's what their mindset is now. I think their mindset is now like, who cares? After winning the Super Bowl, and let me just show y'all, you know, because I gotta brag a little bit. But after winning the Super Bowl, you know, this is, you know, this Super Bowl joint, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put it out there. Look. There you go. After winning one of these, don't think those guys even care about the stats anymore. I truly don't, because I believe that AJ Brown is saying to himself, "I just won a Super Bowl." Something that most people, or a lot of people, and great people, great players, haven't won. And I'm doing it, and I'm winning it, and I'm having chances to keep winning it. So for me, like crying over stats and numbers and all this, that third catches and all that, the victory is what means the most. Excuse me. He even said it. They've been trying to pry and poke so much out of him since the season started, and he hasn't got the targets and the catches and the whatever. They've been trying to figure out so many ways to get him to snap out or act a fool or whatever the case may be, and he's every single time said, "I'm cool. We winning." And usually that used to be a time where he would snap out. You've seen him acting like a diva on the sidelines, reading books and all that. Inner Excellence, which I did read, is a good read. If y'all want to read something good, if y'all want to stimulate the mind, check out that book, Inner Excellence. It just has you. It'll have you thinking in a different mindset. But that was the antics of last year, and antics of a person who wasn't a winner or who didn't understand what it takes to win. You're going now into another year after winning a Super Bowl, and now you look at things differently because the ultimate dream has been accomplished. And I started talking about this with Jalen Hurts, the mindset. You saw that man walk off the field after everybody was celebrating on the Eagles franchise. Everybody's running around, clapping, jumping up and down, hugging each other, laughing. You saw that man with a straight stoic face walk off the field. Now, you did see him celebrate a little bit in the locker room because there's clips of him celebrating a little bit in the locker room. You did see that. But the difference is that I'm focused. And the way we just won, we could have won we could have did that in the first half and established our dominance and been a well-oiled machine. Now, don't get it wrong, it's still only the third game of the season. It's still only the third game of the season. He got time, they got time to get it together. New offensive coordinator, fourth year in a row, that he's had to switch out for offensive coordinator. So that takes time. And I know that even when I criticize Kevin Patullo, because I think that the blueprint should have been what you saw last year with Kellen Moore. And just making adjustments because, like I said, me on the sideline can see that it's not working for you running up the middle because they're clogging the middle. They're boxing in the middle. So it's not working for you to run up the middle. At a certain point in time, you got to say to yourself, like, let me bounce it to the outside once or twice to see what the defense does. And to see if Saquon can spring one. Because if he springs one, guess what? Everybody got to widen out a little bit on that defense. And that's when your holes open up. Now there's probably people out there that can say it ain't that easy, and it probably isn't. That's why I'm on the sideline and they're making the big money on the field. But to me, it just seems that would be the easier way to do it. So all I'm saying in a nutshell is that we got to make adjustments as coaches, players, and as an organization. There's nothing wrong with, to me, coming out with the first 10 or 15 plays scripted to see what happens, see what the defense does, see what goes on. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's a good thing to see see how they react to you. But as the season goes on, you got to start making your adjustments a little bit sooner, a little bit faster. You can't fight from 19 points down every time. You can't. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. You can't spot a team 26 points and then try to get your team to fight back every game. It's taxing on you as a person, as a player, as the your body. You get it's taxing. You can't do that every time. So you have to make adjustments a little sooner. You have to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. You should have understood it in the preseason. But now, and most people would say this was the preseason that just passed. The first 3 games was the preseason. Because none of our starters played in the preseason, so this would technically be our preseason. So you would say, most people would think that coming out against a formidable, undefeated opponent next week in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a game that I have circled because I want to beat these guys, that this will be the first regular season game for the starters. And you done worked out your kinks and your issues and your problems. Now you need to come out like a well-oiled machine, ready to go, ready to ball, ready to win that game. The conditions are going to be tough. The conditions are going to be tough. You're talking about it was 100 degrees the other day when they played. 107 degrees on the field, so it's going to be tough. You got to hydrate. Got to be hydrated. Got to be ready. Got to be focused. And you can't let that heat dictate your play. You got to play as if you're playing in a 70-degree weather. It's easy for me to say because it'll be 70 degrees where I'm at watching it. It's harder for them because they'll be out there on the field doing it. But again, we have to make our adjustments a little sooner, a little faster, and understand what's at stake. Because I don't. There's no doubt in my mind. Call me a fanboy. Call me whatever. There's no doubt in my mind that we can't go back to back. We should be able to go back to back. That's just my thought process. That's just my take on it as being an Eagles fan, seeing the talent that we have, especially on defense, because everybody said to start the season that y'all lost too many people on defense. It might be hard for y'all to go back to back. But you see Jahai Campbell out there at times covering receivers, making tackles, getting stops. Jordan Davis shed 26, 27 pounds. He's out there looking real athletic. Ran the block field goal back for a touchdown. Wasn't nobody catching him. But you see these guys. You see Jalen Carter still doing what he do. The only issue we have, and Lord knows, y'all know, that Dory Jackson has to go. Santi Samuel Jr. or somebody that's out there. Or give Jacovian Bennett a little bit more reps. He looked a little bit okay. He looked a little better than the Dory Jackson when he got in. So we need to go in a different direction on that cornerback 2 spot. Puka Nacua killed us. And to be honest with that team, you got to pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? I heard people saying, well, why they ain't switch Quavion Mitchell over to Puka Nacua? Why would you do that? So that you'll have Devontae Adams going crazy. You'll have Devontae Adams doing what Puka Nacua is going to do. So pick your poison. But again, next week or next Sunday, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the game I have circled, a game that I want to win. I really want to win this in convincing fashion because that team has had our number for the last couple of years. And I know we're better than them. I know we're better than them. There's no doubt in my mind. Baker Mayfield, shout out to him. He's played some good football. I don't know if Mike Evans is going to be available, but Ibuka, the rookie, he's nice. He's the real deal. Chris Godwin is supposed to be back. Bucky Irvin, the guy White, they got a good team. So I definitely want to step up and play some good football against this team. I want to start the season off 4-0. 4-0 with a victory against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But again, man, this is my time. I appreciate y'all for looking at the show, watching the show. I'm getting some views and some traction on some other platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Please, all I ask y'all to do is, if you see my videos, just hit a like on it. If you can, follow, subscribe, whatever you can do, share it out. That'll help me out so much in pushing my content out and trying to get noticed by some of these people out here so that we can do some bigger and better things. I'm trying my hardest. I was supposed to have my brother up here today, but we had technical difficulties because we was going to get into the Sixers and all that stuff too. And it just kind of, I just want to put this out there and we can talk about this on the next show. I'm feeling like I see a lot of clips of Joel Embiid right now working out. No knee brace, looks slender, in shape, like a prime time Embiid right now. But it's starting to make me feel like, because we see those videos every year, and you can't control injury. So I'm not sitting there saying that he has any control over injury. Injury is just what it is. But it's starting to remind me of Ben Simmons. If you agree, put a comment and a lower thumbs up or something. But it's starting to remind me of the Ben Simmons workout videos in the summertime, seeing Embiid's workout videos. That's just my thought. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm not. Well, hopefully I am, I should say. I'm sorry. Hopefully I am. I said that wrong. Hopefully I am wrong. But, I appreciate it. If y'all can, like I said, like, share, tag everybody that you can. When you see this content come across your screen, it'll mean that much to me. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Oh, yeah, I got a new soundboard hooked up, ready to go. I'm going to be having some fun. Y'all going to hear some crazy sounds. Like, let me hear it. Let me show y'all a couple of them real quick. That's a toilet flush if you guys say something crazy. Crickets if nobody agree with you. I got a cricket's a little long. Oh, all right, cricket stop. Buzzard. You know what I'm saying? So I got some stuff that I'm trying to enhance the feel of the show, make people laugh and have a good time and want to keep watching and enjoying the show. But again, pick'em challenges out there. Go on my page, submit your picks before Thursday. Thursday game will be deleted after Thursday at 8:30, and the rest of the games will be up there for Sunday, and that Sunday at like 1:15, 1 o'clock, it'll be closed until the next week. Appreciate Bill Gaines. Never really met you, but appreciate you for being a part of it, being a pick'em. You won it this week. Appreciate that. Shout out to Bill Gaines. He won the pick'em. But again, I'm out of here. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Peace.
Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top Shelf Sports Talk. Lights, cameras, we active.